Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey, where Scott does his weekly check-in with nutrition coach Cheryl Nasso every week live on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notifier so you first know when new episodes come out. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Show. I have been sulking for the last 30 minutes, licking my wounds after my defeat on Around the Whiteboard. After I made it 3 rounds, man, competition was tough today and lost by a half a point.
I haven't watched this. Oh, well, I think I've watched one of them, but I got to catch up on that. Can you explain it to me again?
This was the finals for this quarter, basically. What it is 3 people come on, they get 3 questions. You give your opinion, you have 60 seconds and then 20-second rebuttal. And it's on Coffee Pods and Wads. He gives you points based on your answer. And then the highest points at the end wins and moves on. So I made it 3 rounds. I made it from the prelims to the quarters to the semis. Prelims, semis, finals, and then lost today in the finals. Okay,
so I have watched. I think I've listened to a couple of these. So he's just assessing points based on what he thinks is the best answer.
Yep. Huh. There's a show like this on ESPN. It's been around for 20 years, called Around the Horn. With local sports writers, and so it's been around a long time.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it's whatever his opinion is. So I tried to knowing Peter, what he would give points for, that's what I try to do. But
gotcha. Yeah, I like his show. I like his accent. That's what I like. So I don't know. I've always had like a thing for the Irish accent. So, but
yeah.
Anyways, Irish and Australian. So we're here. We've missed 2 weeks in a row, right?
That's correct.
Oh my God. Feels like it's been forever since we've been on the air.
I know. You got to stop having things happen.
Well, I had a flat tire. Literally, that day I left the gym and I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, there's a nice flat tire. Funny story about this before we get into you is I just had to get a new lease. My lease was up. And when I got the new lease, the guy that was selling me the car, he's like, do you want to pay an extra so-and-so amount a month? We do roadside hazard assistance. So if you ever need anything like a flat tire, anything, we repair it for free. And I'm like, listen, I don't want an extra $15 on my lease. I want the cheapest payment possible. I was that girl. And I argued with this guy for 20 minutes. And he finally convinced me the value in having this extra $10 or so on my monthly lease. Thank God, because I didn't have to pay a dime for the tow, for the tire, for any of it. So, and then last week my mother was sick. So it's been a little bit of a rough couple of weeks for me, but we're here. So
it's been a rough week at the Clydesdale Media Company. Another co-host of mine had a parent sick. So it's been kind of going around. Yeah. Hopefully it stops right now. We're done.
Well, let's talk about your wife first and foremost. How's she doing? How's things with her?
So she got cortisone shots in her knees a week ago. So she's able to move around a little bit more. But like I was telling Amy today on the roundtable, then she feels good and she wants to do like a ton, and then they hurt again. And then she's down.
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to put my foot down and say, you don't have to do it all in one day. Like, let's be smart about this. The other thing that's happening is we switched from my insurance to her insurance because her insurance was cheaper on paper.
Yeah.
But they have denied everything.
Yeah.
So now
more in the long run. Yeah.
So now we're switching back to my insurance. We're in open enrollment right now. So we can switch back, and that'll take effect July 1st. So we just have to keep her like upright and moving. in a smart way until then. And the trend of people I work with, they get the knee replacements approved.
Okay.
So that's what we're aiming at, is getting there so she can get them approved, get what she needs, and then we'll get back to where we need to be.
Gotcha. Okay. And how have you been handling everything at the house? You've been doing all the cooking and everything still?
I have been.
Good.
She's cooked like 1 or 2 meals, but right now, like, I'm doing all the grocery shopping too, so there's only so many options.
Gotcha. That's got to be nice for you to like not have that extra stress of like having to,
It's
can we buy this instead of that? That kind of
it's
stuff.
like told you my check-in. My nutrition is as good as it has been ever with you.
Yeah. I would agree. I feel like when I was looking at your nutrition, I'm like, man, I'm like the things I was looking for, the fiber changes, the food changes, like everything is like really coming together. And I just hope that my biggest hope is that when she does get back to doing things, that you're going to be okay to say, hey, can we make sure we're keeping these things in the house? Like I want you to keep that. You kind of have control right now, and I want you to keep that control. And it's also just something for everybody out there to hear. It's so important that if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not able to care for others. And it's really important to be open with people in your circle about your needs and being okay with that. And like right now, like I think you're in the best place ever because you don't have that barrier of like having to explain things. You're like, well, I can just go to the grocery store and buy what I need and cook what I need. So it's really important that when the family's on board and you have that and you can do things, it makes it so much easier.
Well, and what's great is she loves what I cook.
Good.
Like, and so we're setting habits.
Hmm.
And so I think like this is going to be a good thing.
I gotcha. So I'm looking back. I know this week. Well, we talked on Thursday, and you had told me that you were having some sinus stuff. In which case, I responded to you like, get to the doctor because it sounds like you have an infection. And then you text me later that a something by something square foot piece of gauze
Not square foot, thank God.
comes out of your nose, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So have you been feeling better since sneezing up the leftover gauze from your surgery?
So it was a surgical sponge.
Okay.
It was a 1/2 inch by 2 inch rectangle. And I sneezed and blew my nose and it went into the tissue.
Jeez.
Since then, breathing on that nostril has been clearer than it's been in years.
That's
It's been amazing.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Who knows how long that thing was in there then for?
Well, my surgery was in October,
Oh my
so
God.
it had to have been in there since October.
That's just insane. Well, so I did suggest last week in our check-in that you kind of start dialing things in a little tighter within your numbers. I kind of gave you some like parameters, 185 to 205 and everything. But when I look in your nutrition log, I don't really see much of anything logged since last Wednesday. I see a little bit on Saturday, unless you just really underate.
So I missed a couple days, but I've logged everything. I'm pulling it up this time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure because I see Saturday, maybe you were just really under on calories, but like Saturday, you only logged about 1,500 calories. And then Sunday,
Yes, Saturday was a full day. I logged it all.
and Sunday as well, you again only logged about
Yeah.
600 calories.
Well, what happens, like, and I know this probably isn't, I get up very late.
Okay.
Um, and so it compresses like how much time I have to eat.
Hmm.
And so the weekends are harder for me than weekdays.
Okay. That makes sense. As long as I wasn't missing food, like you just underate a little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, your protein was still pretty good. You were just under on carbs for the most part. But then, yeah, like you said, Monday, you nailed it. Monday looks really good. Your food looks great. And then we're here at Tuesday. And so far, you've got everything but dinner logged so far. So Things are looking really good. How's your appetite been?
I think just right. Like I just had some strawberries. Oh my gosh. They're actually good right now.
Yeah.
It was so good. I just had them right before we went on the air.
Ours are buy one, get one free right now at Publix.
Ours were $1 a quart.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Ours, do ours come in a quart? Is it like a rectangle?
Yeah, it's the smallest.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. So your food's been definitely a huge improvement. I just want to check in on things. Like I said, I know it looks like you missed Thursday, Friday, and then like I said, Saturday, Sunday just looked like it was really under. So weight trends are looking down. That's going down. So everything there is good. And I just want to double check any other notes that I gave you for last week to fill listeners on.
Well, I do have super exciting news. I had
I know. I'm excited for you.
my physical checkup since we last talked with updated numbers. And I'm going to share my screen from my app. Here we go. So this is my A1C. So when I was in the ICU, my A1C was 10.8. When I was checked May 13th, it was 7.3. And that's A1C is a 3-month average. So that includes like that reading back in February all the way to today. So we are on a downward trend with A1C.
That's awesome.
In a very cool way.
And you're still on medication, right?
I am. But we have a plan. The doctor and I have a plan.
Yeah.
And then these are my cholesterol and triglycerides. And you can see they're all in the greens.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's a little bit off is my good cholesterol is a hair low.
Okay.
So it's at 38. They wanted at least 40. So I started back with fish oils.
Good.
To try to get that up a little bit. So yeah.
You can also do grass-fed beef, omega-3 in pasture-raised eggs, salmon, cold wild-caught salmon, also good. All that stuff will bring up that as well. So.
And then my blood pressure was 112/70, which is as good as it's been in a very long time.
Gotcha. All really, really good stuff. Lex asked about progress photos, and
those are due by check-in on Thursday.
Yeah, I messaged you about putting those photos in. I love photos more than weight, because and I love this stuff like you just mentioned, the A1C. This stuff is also more important than, just one specific number. People should be focusing on all the areas. Heidi wants naked photos. Oh man, that's hilarious. But no, I think that photos are much better to kind of tell how a person's changing overall, is to be able to assess changes.
Well, what I love the most is the blood numbers.
Yeah.
Like that. Because I know from past experience, when all those are in good shape, then everything starts lining up. Everything starts happening better. I feel better than I felt in a long time.
You sound like energy's better. Everything sounds better. I mean, and I know you're in a busy season with the podcast, but I think your energy in general, it has just, I don't know. I can tell a difference with you for sure. So
it's night and day. I've been getting up like an hour early and just doing stuff around the house, just kind of setting my day. And that usually because I work from home, like 15 minutes before I have to work, rolling out of bed, logging onto my computer. Now I'm up about an hour ahead.
Yeah.
Have a cup of coffee, enjoy the morning.
Oh my gosh. Who is this guy?
I know.
I mean, but this goes to show you though, I'm thinking back to, because your wife's little patch right now isn't the first hard patch we've hit, right? Last October, before all of this happened, you were going through some rocky stuff and likely still are. We just haven't really talked much about it with Julie's family and your own family with your mother. And I mean, and I know that people, I feel like there's so much of this like divide between physical and mental health, but I honestly think even the way that that was affecting you might have even been more physical too. Like you were honestly feeling physically sick and didn't even realize it. And likely were like, God, like I'm in the dumps. And you were probably in the dumps about the situation, but we're just assuming you were in the dumps. And there was actually something going on that you were not even aware of. And it took you about 3 months to finally get your ass in the hospital and figure things out, right?
And then another 3 months for me to blow something out of my nose.
Yes, that's just crazy. That's crazy. I mean, did you call the doctor and like, hey, you left a piece
I
of sponge up in my nose? Because I would have.
I called somebody else, and they advised me not to call the doctor.
I would have called. I would have been like,
Oh, I called an attorney.
did you?
Yeah.
I definitely would have called somebody like that for sure. But
And
yeah.
so we're gonna wait and see what they find out.
Okay. All right. How about the gym? Have you been getting into the gym, working out at home?
So we're still down to one car. So the majority of my workouts are in the garage, but it's been 80 degrees here. So it's been awesome. If there wasn't cottonwood in the air, yesterday I was gagging on that, but I got a good workout in. I'm just really excited about how things are going.
Yeah, good. I wish I could. I was talking to somebody earlier about this. Actually, I think I was talking on my podcast about this. Is like you guys in the winter time hate working out in your garage. It's so cold. It's so cold. Right now, it's like you literally you walk outside, you're in a sauna, and it's only May. It's just gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. I worked out at around 12:30, and my sports bra still does not feel good. So I'm gonna shower after this, guys. Don't worry. I'm gonna take a shower.
So Jake, you may not be aware that one, Colton kicked my ass just a half an hour ago. So stop putting salt in the wound. There's a tree in here in Ohio called cottonwood. And when it blooms, it drops like puff balls. And so we have one my neighbor has one in their backyard, and it literally looks like it snowed in my backyard. And I am allergic to.
Interesting.
So Judy, I am doing the same workout as Polaris. I did not do that yesterday because I was jonesing to throw a sandbag around. So I made up a sandbag workout for me to do because I wanted to throw it around.
Yeah, I've been getting on my sandbag a little bit more lately too. Now that my body's getting back to like not having injuries anymore, like I'm almost like all healed up. It's been nice to be able to throw that thing around and not be afraid of hurting myself anymore. So it's been good. Okay, so all blood biomarkers are on the up, nutrition's on the up, weight is on the down. You are getting photos over to me this week, so we'll have some things to look at. Anything going on this weekend? Routine? Not traveling, right? No semifinal stuff?
So Friday is my anniversary.
Ooh.
27 years.
Where are you guys gonna go?
We haven't decided yet because my wife can't walk a lot. So we have to figure out like some place to go and enjoy the day where we can be okay.
Gotcha. So are you off that day?
Yeah, Monday. Well, it's Friday.
Okay.
We're going to do it Monday on Memorial Day.
Oh, okay. Oh God, it's already gonna be Memorial Day. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I feel like this past couple weeks, like you said, it's been a time warp for me. So, well, that's awesome. So you're gonna go do something on Monday, not on Friday.
Correct. We're going to go to dinner on Friday night, but do like a day activity on Monday.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, cool. Well, that'll be nice. So obviously, that's where I'm like memories over macros, right? Like enjoy your dinner with your wife. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a Chinese restaurant in town that's I don't even know it's not your typical Chinese. Like it's like all white meat chicken breast when they do a chicken dish. And it's her favorite. So we're going to go there. And
Yeah.
so it'll be easy to eat well because I can get a chicken dish with some vegetables, not a ton of sauce.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny because people often don't realize that Chinese restaurants, if you're in a pinch, can actually be one of the healthiest places and the cheapest places to get healthy food because you can actually, not that I would recommend doing this on your date night, but if you wanted to, you could order everything steamed with the sauce on the side. And they won't fry anything in oil. So you get all just chicken and vegetables and rice plain. And then you can get the sauce on the side and then you can control everything. So a little hack. And then there's pretty much a Chinese restaurant anywhere you go.
Yeah, and this restaurant will do anything to order.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
Wad Zombie says, not your typical Chinese. That's also Judy Reed's nickname.
that's funny. That's funny. So yeah, I feel like this week, man, you got a lot of good reports. So now with all of that, when do you have to see your doctor again?
So because of insurance, I can't go for 3 months, but that's already set up.
That's good.
And then cardiology is in July.
Okay. So things are all in the up.
Yeah, so I have a couple months off before I have to go back.
Awesome.
But
Awesome.
the game plan with the insulin is that if I can hold under 110 blood sugar for 5 days, to decrease the units by 2. And if I can hold it for 3 more days, another 2.
Gotcha.
And then trying to get off of that insulin.
Awesome. I love that. And so, well, maybe that's 3 months sounds like it's so far away, but it's 12 weeks. It goes so fast. It really does.
It is.
So, okay. So you're not traveling. Are you going to Knoxville?
So I wasn't going to go, but I found a super, super cheap hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get our car back and Julie is okay, I think I'm going.
Awesome. Well, look at that. You're just going to go for the weekend?
Yeah.
Cool. How much is it? You going to drive?
Yeah, it's 6 hours.
Okay. That's not too bad.
No.
That's not too bad. Well, cool. So that won't be until next weekend, though. This weekend's
Correct.
yeah. I'm
And
trying to
there are some ifs in there that we still have to figure out.
I gotcha. What's the little red bowl on your right, Scott?
So it's what I had my strawberries in.
Yeah.
But it's actually like a Santa dish. My wife likes to eat out of, and so I just grabbed it to put the strawberries.
Very seasonal. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I feel like right now we're in a really good place. So I feel like this week is all about, honestly, I'm glad that you didn't get sick after that because I was worried about. I'm glad that you had your checkup because what was the first thing? Like, you got to make sure you go to the doctor because your blood sugar is going to spike. You know, people don't realize how much infection and stuff like that spikes your blood sugar. I'm like, don't get yourself.
For being honest, if it's been in there since October,
Yeah.
I truly feel it's what caused the AFib, because the AFib clinic said it was the chest infection. If that's been in there and caused an infection that spread to my lungs,
Yeah.
it could be what caused the AFib.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Whole series of events, man. It's crazy. All right. So this week, I think the main thing that I want from you is a food diary, making sure that you're not missing that out, because I know that last week I was just looking to kind of get you a little bit more optimized in your ranges. But I think that obviously you just really had Thursday and Friday where you didn't track anything. Were those just kind of like days you just probably were just routine and just forgot to track?
I was routine. Those were days that I did a shit ton of interviews.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You've been doing a lot of interviews, like back to back a lot. So good stuff. It's probably getting more eyes on the podcast, which is good. So what about getting back into the gym?
So as soon as we get another car or I can get Julie back to work, where I can take her, I'm going to go on those days.
Okay.
But the one thing we didn't mention is I got a Ninja Creami. You have been flaunting that in front of my face for 6 months, and I finally got one.
Because I can't believe we haven't had a podcast in 2 weeks. And I feel like, oh my gosh, yes. So I am very curious. I know you mentioned the black cherry. You're trying out some different things. Have you mastered your base yet? Because
Yes.
that's the first part.
Yes.
Okay.
I have the right consistency now.
Okay. That's the first part. Is you gotta
But,
get the base down.
man, I jacked up the black cherry. It was so bad last night.
So what did you end up doing?
So I found a black cherry extract to go in with the black cherries, and it made it bitter.
Oh yeah.
So I made a new base tonight with no extract, just the frozen black cherries. And I put in the Fairlife protein
Yep.
as my base, and then the sugar-free confectioner's
Yep.
sugar,
My favorite.
and some vanilla jello sugar-free pudding.
Yep.
And that's sitting right now to be the base to spin tonight.
So here's a tip for you for your black cherry. Rather than using black cherry extract, what you can do is buy the black cherry jello mix too, and put a little bit of that in, and it won't make it bitter.
So I didn't put any extract in this base.
Okay, but what I was saying is because you tried the extract and it jacked it up. If this base doesn't work, try getting so do your vanilla, but also get the black cherry jello and
Okay.
add a little bit of that in, and then you'll get that black cherry flavor without the bitterness. So that's another hack. Man, jello, growing up, like I remember making jello. Never did I think I was going to be using jello like I am in my adult life in these different Ninja Creami recipes. That stuff makes everything. It's awesome.
And I asked you, what happens if I put the black cherries in as the base or as a mix in? If it's in as the base, it chops them up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think if you want it chunky, you could do the mix-ins.
So I did a little bit of both last night because I wanted a little chunky, but I wanted it kind of spread throughout.
Mm-hmm.
But then the bitterness was just too bad.
Yeah.
And yes, Heidi, all sugar free.
Yeah. And then you can do like I almost got the different jello flavors. They have like banana cream, pistachio. I sent you that butter pecan one that I haven't tried yet, but I even found online you can get sugar-free candied pecans. And so you're getting a little bit less of the calories from the sugar. And that would be like a really good like mix in for like the butter pecan ice cream.
So I did get those pecans. They just came.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that might be a try this weekend.
Yeah.
But it makes it so easy to get your protein in at nighttime.
Yep.
Because it is a bunch of protein.
Mm-hmm. Depending on how much put in there.
Great treat.
Yeah. I like it. I'm pretty simple. I know you're like not a birthday cake person, but I like using the birthday cake extract. And I do the vanilla, or I do cheesecake. I like the cheesecake flavor too. Those ones are like my favorite. So I also like making a cookies and cream, and I'll buy the Oreo thins, or I'll buy the Lenny and Larry's Oreo creams. They look like Oreos, but they're like a little bit healthier. They have more fiber in them, and I'll put a couple of those in as mix-ins, make a cookies and cream. So I tried making one for my mom. My mom is very much a purist with ice cream. She likes the full stuff. So she's like, this is not ice cream. But
the ones that came out good, like I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with the ghost protein you suggested to me,
yeah,
like the flavors are freaking awesome. Like
I know. The Nutter butter flavor is like, put that in your coffee. It's awesome.
Oh, I'll try that. I'll try that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, put it in your coffee. It's good. I like that. So
okay.
But yeah, Jake's having ice cream tonight. You can literally make ice cream for dinner now with the Ninja Creami. So it's funny though. The only thing I use it for is, there's all these different settings on it. All I ever use is the light ice cream one. I would like to maybe try and make like a smoothie bowl or something, but I just never do. So
yeah, I'd like to try because you can make milkshakes in it.
Yep.
Like I could make a protein milkshake, or it'd be really good. And you can make slushies.
Yep.
Or adult beverages, whichever you're in the mood for.
Yeah, I know it's crazy all the things you can make. But yeah, I'm excited to see all of the experimental things you do. I love following, I can never say his name right, Zach Rushlow, whatever his last name is. flexible dieting lifestyle. He's got so many fun recipes and Ninja Creamy. But little hack is he always tries to sell you his Flex brand protein, his Flex brand cookie butters, and they're like $20 for his powdered peanut butter. Just get regular powdered peanut butter. They sell different flavors on Amazon. So that's what I do. It's way cheaper.
So Jay Birch asks, what's Ghost Protein? So, Ghost, the energy drink, what I didn't know is it's a full supplement company.
Yeah, they have protein powders too.
Yeah, they have like flavored protein, and it is really, really good.
Yeah, it's delicious. And I like my first form. I'm usually all first form, but I like the flavors that Ghost has, like the Chips Ahoy, the Oreo. I'm sorry, I can't say it enough. Back in the day, Progenics, man, like you just couldn't beat. If I had Progenics cookies and cream right now in that Ninja Creamy, oh my God, like that would be insane.
Well, and I like first form stuff too.
Yeah.
It takes like a week to get to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Where the Ghost Protein I could get overnight on Amazon.
Yeah, for sure. Philip remembers. It's funny. I saw somebody at the gym the other day wearing a Progenics shirt, and I'm like, "Ooh, that guy's been around here for a long time." So it was pretty funny. But yeah, awesome. So I feel like this week, we're in a good spot. You're like doing all the things. This is what I would like to call the boring work that gets the work done. Like, I think people want the exciting stuff, but nutrition at the end of the day, you should fall into a routine. Like it should end up becoming to where it's just like automated. And this is the exciting stuff. We're adding new things. It's funny because I'm creating a guide right now for people because I'm not a recipe girl. I have a few recipes, but for the most part, I know you saw I put out a recipe book in the, I'm working on getting more recipes, but this concept of like people go on diets and they remove everything, but they don't replace them. And like, if you like ice cream, the Ninja Creamy can be a great addition to your kitchen. Now you can have ice cream every single night. And every once in a while, you go out for the real thing. But this is the stuff that people need to think about when they're going on their journey. It's exciting for the first couple of weeks, but in a month from now, you're going to be like, I Ninja Creamy every night. That's what I do. I Ninja Creamy and chill. So, yeah.
I do not have a plunge pool.
Maybe that's what you can do with your backyard. By the way, how is your backyard coming?
So I got all the planters set to plant vegetables right now. And I bought the vegetables. I just got to plant them.
Oh.
So tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, we're going to plant all those.
Awesome.
We can have some fresh veggies. And then again, it's my piddle project for the summer.
Love it.
Slow and easy, work at it how I can. Because with the way my wife's been, I haven't been able to pay a ton of attention, but I did want to get those planters in so I could to get the vegetables in.
It's funny. Last week I was out of town. My mom has not been doing very well. And on Thursday when I was driving home, I'm like, I'm not going to stop at the grocery store. I'm going to Instacart. And I try not to Instacart because it's so freaking expensive. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm paying $7 for $50 worth of groceries. Anyways, when I get home, there was a basil plant in my groceries. I'm like, did I order a basil plant? Nope. But somebody delivered me a basil plant. So now I've got this random plant of basil that somebody ordered and didn't get, but now it's sitting on my kitchen counter. I'm like, I guess I'm growing basil now.
Yeah, we got a package of wheat flour last time we Instacarted that we did not order.
It's just crazy. I was missing my English muffins and I got a basil plant instead. So just not whatever. But
don't you cook Italian for the family occasionally?
I do. Yes, I do. So
there you go.
In fact, my mother's here right now. She's staying with me for this week. And so I think I'm actually going to make a tomato sauce tomorrow, which I haven't done in years. And so
we'll see. A fresh basil.
I do. We'll see how it goes because she loves Italian. So we'll see.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a good week. Glad to be back. We will see everybody next time on Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey. Have a great week, everybody.